Alright, time for some more Doki Doki Literature Club. Today I'm going to be going over the last bit of secrets in Act 1 and then maybe starting one of the side stories. So, first things first, going to the files, we have this image here called Happy Thoughts, which simply just displays this. It's distorted, but it's a stick figure drawing of Sayori hanging herself. There's a lot of things we can look through, including this file here, poemwords.txt, which, this right here, depicts all of the words in the game and who they pertain to. Yeah. That's a file that exists. It's very, yeah, and if you look into that, you get to look at this. Review the file poemwords.txt for any anomalies. Huh. Let me actually go back into that because I honestly didn't notice any anomalies. Word S point, N point, Y point. Which they are separated into various different sections here for each character, as well as show off a few points that pertain to different characters. Fun fact. For example, most of Judy's words, there are quite a few words that, if you notice, all of Natsuki's words, except for kiss, heartbeat, and pure, all have the same points. Oh, and nightgown and blanket. And mouse. I don't think Sayori likes mice. But yeah. Here you can actually review all of the poem words. We also have our saves. Make a lot of saves, that's always good. Character files, they're all there. Internal. Note, insecure directory. There's a scratch disk. Do not use it to store sensitive or permanent things. If you need access to files from the encrypted file, copy them to a disposable drive. Plug it directly into the thin client. Not copy them here. Rhea is working on setting up a proxy mail server so we can have proper remote communication without having to worry about the higher ups. Keep everything offline until then. Paula. Huh. Interesting. Got some meeting notes. Updated development timeline, new tasks, test cases for new genetic model, server time optimization idea, automatic data collection, data migration to encrypted file, share Monday, VM2 roadblocks, row on VM2, everyone else on VM1 for data collection, ideas for data search types, visual renders, audio data, VM environment changes, persistent variable tampering, timestamps, parsing thought patterns, no. Excessive server time needed. Meeting over time. You know who went on too many tangents again. I need to be more assertive and about staying focused. And we got a test. File copy test from disposable drive to thin client. We got a lot of files in here. I'm not gonna go through all of that. I'm just trying to find the attributions. This is just a lot of interesting things here. Well, just normal attribution stuff, because of course. Not gonna hit the reset. Nothing really else to go over for now. Oh, except these files. Fun fact about these files. If you were to manually go in through like computer files as opposed to through here, and you can actually access these files by changing them to different file types. You can actually find a lot of different, like a lot of secrets and such. Like I believe, if I'm correctly, it's Yuri's. If you change to a text document, it talks about like it essentially is a report on like the condition of some sort of like patient and or like experiment patient, your test subject or whatever. I know one of them, if you turn it into a PNG file, you get a picture of like some like burning ring fire or whatever. And one of them, if you turn it into a file on like a 3D model file or whatever, and map it to something on in like Blender or Unity, you get like essentially there is a face on there, which is, you know, fun and great and fantastic. There's a lot of little secrets like that in this game. But yeah. Right now my primary focus is wrapping up all that can be seen in Act 1, which isn't a whole lot really left. For example, as of right now, all that really remains is doing a poem for a different girl each of these 3 days. That's all that really remains, and cause you do get special things for that, as well as doing a perfect poem for each of the girls in Act 1, which you get something special for that. I'll see y'all again when we're at that point in time, cause this is gonna take a little bit, cause I'm bad at this sort of thing. Well, now that we have done, I just did a, I should probably have music playing here. I'll just go with this. Now that we've done, we've done a perfect poem for Sayori, we now get a new picture. I have not spoiled myself on, like, anything. I've just looked into the requirements for unlocking stuff. There we go. We got, this. Another picture to fill out our gallery that we'll need to complete at some point. We finally got our first email. Have a nice weekend. From Ive Laster. Ive Laster. Ilaster at mess.local to entitled mail group do not use. Monday, December 9th, 2019, 12:06 a.m. Have a nice weekend. I'm on leave the rest of the week. Contact Ravi if you need to schedule server time, but I expect my jobs to run for a few days since I've collected so much data this week. How about we arrange a meeting to discuss the results when I return? Metaverse Enterprise Solutions, iBlaster, Senior Engineer. That's something that I honestly did not expect to get. I didn't expect to get mail at this point in the game. I mean, I knew I had to start getting mail at some point because there's a mail option, but like, yeah. Mail is something completely exclusive to Plus that it does make me, it does quite fascinate me. And I'm excited to know more about what it is in terms of the mail that exists. And, yeah. I suppose I'm, I did this reverse order this time. Because why not? It's funny. And Sayori. And there's not really anything else new to show off just yet. So I'm gonna save here, and now it's time for Natsuki. That took way more tries than it should have. Getting perfect Natsuki is very, very frustrating and difficult because she has the fewest words out of all of the characters, so it took a while to do so. But we did it. Another picture to the collection. Let's progress onwards and see what changes may await us. And then we hang out with Natsuki, Monika, yeah. Next, Natsuki. We have something completely new. Natsuki reads my poem. She keeps glancing at me, then back at the poem. She must have read it more than once. Aren't you supposed to be bad at this? Is that a compliment? No, I mean, you know, Natsuki struggles to find the words she wants. I just expected a lot less after what you showed me yesterday. That's all. Well, I guess I just got lucky with this one. Yeah, exactly. You just got lucky, you know? Don't get used to it. And always manage to write poems that's cute. I mean, well written. No, so that's how it is. My poem is cute. No, why are you smiling? It's not like I like cute things. Natsuki shoves my poem back towards me. Reading again, I decided it's not so great after all. It's too cute and Doki. It will only impress, you know, girls who like those kinds of things. For some reason, Natsuki is incredibly easy to see through. Anyway, you're gonna read mine now, right? With my taste, you'll probably like it a lot. Probably learn something too. Don't forget who the real pro is. And with Yuri, she is upset. Oh, I like this one, Cosma. It has some nice feelings in it. I'm glad. Still though, it don't make it sound like you liked yesterday's poem better. I guess you caught me. Sometimes you know me a little too well for my own good. Well, don't just try to be nice about it. If I'm doing a bad job, then I'd rather just hear it. No, I still like this one, I promise. You know, I wouldn't lie to you, Cosma. Never ever. Yeah, I guess so. What made yesterday's poem so great compared to this one then? And yep. Things go again like this. I'd still walk home with you. And now, for Yuri. Hopefully this one isn't as hard. And now, we have gotten the last one. Perfect poem for Yuri. Which lets us this. Hopping back in. We can get right back on into this. And we are unable to hang with Natsuki despite making a perfect poem for Yuri. Let's talk with Yuri first. I made a poem for Yuri. I did make a poem for Yuri. That thing confirmed it. Oh man, this is seriously a step backwards. Like the last two, way better than this one. I mean, just can't be mad at you for trying different things, as long as you're not just trying to impress Yuri or something like that. Gross. Okay. Like I said, I'm allowed to try new things. Why are you so emotionally invested in my poems anyway? So you decided to write about the beach first and come up with a message later? Well, yeah. Only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after you and I realized we kinda wrote about the same thing. She wanted to pick a topic and have us both write about it or whatever. I see. I don't have much to contribute here since I didn't actually read Yuri's poem. You can really see her doing that too. And Sayori? I'm worried about Sayori. I want to hang with Monika. And, you know, because it's funny. Though I honestly prefer Natsuki. Let me just plop a save here. And... no, we did not actually... we may have gotten something, I just missed it. But I'm pretty sure by doing all three, I was supposed to... oh yeah, no, I did. I got these. I wrote a poem for all three, and I got these that I didn't notice, because I'm an idiot, and I didn't scroll down far enough. You got Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki all doing different things for Valentine's Day. Because this was Valentine's Day 2018 artwork, as it said there. But yeah, now we have done everything really there is to do. In Act 1, more or less. Yeah, I think we don't have to go back to Act 1 ever again, is the thing. Because ultimately there's not really much else to do in fucking yeah, there's not much else to really do in Act 1 at all. We got the side stories all unlocked, which is good. So we can tackle the side stories. But the question is, do I want to do... I'm probably going to think a bit on this before I decide whether to go into Act 2 stuff or the side stories. Just give me a moment. Okay. With some talking to some people about this, because I don't want to screw this up, and also some deliberating, I've decided I will be tackling the side stories before going on to the showing the secrets in Act 2. This is all new content that I know not of, other than the existence. So, I believe I will go about them. I'm going to save Trust for last, seeing as that has to do with Monika and Sayori. So I'll go about them in an order that I want to. So, I think I'll start with the two best girls. Here we go. So it's about a week since the club has officially started. So their initial setbacks. Through their initial setbacks, the three club members so far, Monika, Sayori, and Yuri, have increased their collective bond within the club. Sayori has partaken in some of Yuri's high fantasy literature, and all three of them, led by Sayori, have taken an interest in poetry. On a day like any other, the three find themselves suddenly interrupted by the club room door opening, and in walks a girl none of them have seen before. Hi. Sayori tugs excitedly at Monika's sleeve. Yuri shifts in her seat and buries her eyes in her book. You here for the literature club? Yeah. Hey, that's great, thanks for stopping by. It's kind of a small club still, so it's really exciting to see new faces. Yeah. Come and sit down somewhere. You can sit next to my desk. Sayori prances over to her desk and presses her palms onto it. Oh, and Yuri can make you some tea. Yuri looks up at Sayori in protest for having drawn attention to her. Natsuki silently glances between everyone, then sits down next to Sayori. Monika follows by, sitting nearby. Sudden gathering prompts Yuri to stand up, saying that standing in the corner and making tea doesn't sound so bad after all. Okay then, how about we all introduce ourselves? Okay, well, I'm Monika. I'm the one who started the club. I was originally in the debate club, but I really wanted to do something that I felt more passionate about, if that makes sense. I started the literature club as a way for people to express themselves through writing or reading or whatever or other kind of literature. No, I figured it was your club. You have that vibe. I have that vibe. Oh, like... Never mind, I'm not gonna judge people I just met like that. Very adult-like of you. I always judge people so hard. Oh, no you don't, Sayori. Yes, she does. Yuri's deadpan voice carries across the room. Natsuki giggles. I'm Sayori. I just like learning about everyone and making friends. Oh, and I also like poetry. Oh yeah? Very adult-like of you. I am an adult. Oh, the sound of Yuri's electric kettle steaming up fills the room. Oh, that's Yuri. Sayori lowers her voice. She's kinda shy, but she's really nice and super smart. She likes big fantasy books and tea, and I love her. Well, I guess that leaves me then. I'm Natsuki. I like listening to music and hanging out downtown and stuff. My favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. Ooh, let's get ice cream. My favorite flavor is probably cookie dough, or maybe chocolate. It's cookie dough. And Monika's is probably vanilla. What the heck? I take way too many online quizzes. The ice cream ones are always accurate. What's Yuri's favorite? Natsuki shrugs. Probably green tea. I'm just joking. I have no idea for Yuri. Still, it's pretty chill here. You just like hang out, or do you actually do club stuff? Well, we do club stuff too. Just haven't been very structured yet since we only have like 3 members. So we kind of just loosely spend our time doing the stuff we like. But I keep thinking it's about time we start with like some more structured club activities. It's been a while by now since I started the club, so yeah. Well, with that being said, what kind of literature are you into, Natsuki? Anything you'd like to get the club into? Well, I guess I'm... literature... Well, I like manga. Manga? Hey, why'd you say it like that? I want to read manga in the club. But hold on a second. It sounds so great. After all I've been doing all this, Yuri returns to the desks with a tray of teacups, which she sets down on an empty desk. After all of the deep and immersive reading I've been doing, I wouldn't mind doing something a little more simple. Manga isn't simple. If you think that, you just don't understand the nuance. I didn't mean simple like that. Well, anyway, putting manga aside, is there any other kind of literature that you're interested in? Well, not really. In that case, have you considered the anime club? You're serious? I'm not gonna join the anime club. It's full of weird guys. Come on, is that big of a deal? Manga is literature, right? I mean, I guess if you consider the literal definition of literature, then technically, I get it. Look, I'll do whatever club activities you want. Can I please just join? Won't bother anyone. If I can just, keep my manga here and hang out after school, I'll do literally whatever you want me to do. That's fine, right? I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my god, thank you. You're the best. I have most of it crammed into my locker, so I'm gonna start getting it, okay? Natsuki stands up. Need some help? Nah, I got it. I don't want you to see my locker. Say so, but there's no way it's worse than mine. Hope we never find out then. Natsuki exits the club room, leaving everyone in silence, save for the sound of Yuri sipping her tea. I'm such a pushover. Hey, it's not that bad. Natsuki seems like a lot of fun. Maybe, but I mean, she's no actual interest in literature, you know? That's normally fine, but she said she would participate in club activities like it's some kind of obligation. She's going to get cold. Yeah. Wait, that's not related. Well, I think everyone deserves a chance, especially if we can bring her happiness. Besides, maybe she'll take a liking to literature. Are you sure you don't just want to read her manga, Sayori? Hey, who do you think I am? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just feel really uneasy about this. Do you have any opinion, Yuri? Not particularly. Said she wasn't gonna bother anyone. That includes me, so... Does that mean I bother you? No, you're a pleasure to be around. I was just fishing for a compliment. I know. But still, I really think we should give her a chance. Yeah, alright. But I really am gonna start enforcing club activities. I'm willing to cooperate. Suddenly, the three of them hear a thump against the door. What was that? Sayori stands up and walks over to the door, then opens up. Thank you. Carrying 3 boxes of what is presumably manga, Natsuki grunts and wobbles inside before slowly bending over and dropping the stack onto the floor as gently as she can. That's quite a collection. Sayori giggles in excitement while catching her breath. Natsuki replies, "There's still one more box. I can put them away myself. I know how to organize them." Monika anxiously glances between Sayori and Yuri. Is this really okay for the club? Maybe it's what she needs to really kick the club into gear before everyone gets too complacent. Seems like things are finally gonna start getting more serious. At the next club meeting, Monika is the first to arrive. Ever since Natsuki joined, she feels a lot less relaxed. Why am I so nervous? Monika paces trying to figure out her feelings. Natsuki said she wasn't going to bother anyone, so why does it feel like the atmosphere has changed so much? While Monika thinks, the club door opens, revealing Natsuki carrying a box. Monika forces a smile as Natsuki makes her way to the closet. Natsuki forces one in return. Need help? Oh, I got it. Monika awkwardly tries to start some kind of conversation but fails. Curious, she peeks into the closet where Natsuki is stashing all of her manga. One stole with the school supplies shelves that are now vibrant with bright colors and cute-looking artwork. No, the top shelf's pretty empty. Maybe we could keep it up there. I can't reach up there. That would be so inconvenient. Yeah, but Monika sighs. She's gonna ask us what all this manga's doing in here, and I have to tell them it's just a literature club. So? Monika backs off and slumps into a desk. With this kind of tension, it feels like the relaxed atmosphere accumulated over the past few weeks is being sucked right out of the room. Good afternoon! Sayori spins into the club room. Oh, I see someone's in a good mood. Yeah, 'cause I have this. Sayori branches a cookie wrapped in plastic. Found some money and got a cookie. Ooh, that's so pretty. As Sayori trots in the closet, the colorful shelves catch her eye. Which one do I start with? Well, you can start by giving me a bite of that cookie. No way! I saved up all my luck to find that money. If you want entry into my kingdom, you need to pay the tax, peasant. Boo! Defeated, Sayori unwraps her cookie and breaks off a piece for Natsuki. Then Yuri silently walks into the club room. Monika glances at her with pleading eyes. Yuri returns with a quick nod of understanding. Well, everyone's here now. Despite the club only having one more person than before, it somehow feels twice as lively. Okay, so I think today we should go over some potential club activities and see which one we want to do first. We have 4 members now, so it would be great if we found some stuff to do as a group. Does it sound good to everyone? I agree. Okay, so I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear yours and ideas too. Well, I've been having a lot of fun learning about everyone else's interests. Maybe we can give each person a day to share their favorite kind of literature with everyone else. Well, maybe. Someone tells me that Monika glances at Yuri and Natsuki, who both appear very unwilling to even consider each other's interests. Maybe we can try to come up with something that everyone can enjoy equally. You know, like we all vote on a book to read or something like that. I think we shall collectively try to expand our horizons rather than just stick to things we're familiar with. Why does it feel like I'm being targeted here? Natsuki, didn't you say that you would go along with whatever the club wanted to do? Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay for you to ignore everyone else's preferences. I like Sayori's suggestion. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but... Monika's voice trails off. Although she let Natsuki join the club, Monika finds it incredibly difficult to relent to her demands. Natsuki doesn't respect the club. Why should Monika have to yield to Natsuki's opinion on anything? Natsuki, are you sure you don't have any other literature interests you could share with the club? Sorry, I don't mind if you keep your manga in here, but Natsuki cuts Monika off by suddenly standing up. Well, it's obvious I'm not wanted here, so I'm just gonna leave. But I really would have appreciated you being more upfront about it. Okay, I think you're kind of jumping conclusions here, but you're free to do whatever you want. Natsuki shoots Monika a quick glare before walking straight out of the room. Oh no. Sayori runs after her, leaving just Monika and Yuri. Second time today, Monika slumps down to a desk. Why am I such a jerk? If she's a jerk, she's just making me feel this way. Monika looks up to Yuri, seeking affirmation. Yuri looks away. She just went around looking for the smallest club she could find so that she doesn't have to participate. How does she expect me to give her respect when she has no respect for the club? Am I wrong, Yuri? I'm not good at these things. Monika sighs. Me neither. just have no idea what to do. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I feel like it's not wrong to enforce the club vision. You know, like, people should join because they want to express their passion for literature, at least develop it, so maybe she's not a good fit for the club after all. Monica sits in silence, afraid to accept her tentative conclusion. Yuri looks tense, but she doesn't seem to want to add anything. You can go back to reading. I know this doesn't concern you. It does. It does? How? Well, I just can't comfortably read in an atmosphere where the peace has been disturbed. Oh. Well, great, I'm just ruining the whole club then. That's not an accurate conclusion to make. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of voicing my frustration, and I guess guilt. It's like my frustration wants to blame her, but my guilt wants to blame me. Why is it the hardest to be rational during the times you need it the most? I don't think you're being irrational. I don't think you're being irrational. I think Natsuki is. She has no authority to walk in here and make demands of the club, your club. Something ridiculous manga has no place here. The fact you're even storing it here should make her completely indebted to you. Well, you're right, but I don't know. Isn't it kind of harsh to say things like it's ridiculous and it has no place here? Do you not feel the same way? You've been doing everything you could to avoid associating the club with it, so I assumed you felt the same way about it. That's not true. Well, calling her confrontation with Natsuki, a realization starts to set in. You may be right. I mean, if it was anything besides manga, would I really be acting like this? Maybe I've just been convincing myself that it has nothing to do with the manga. I'm really upset I'd let myself do that. With a sigh, Monica walks over to the closet. She finds herself staring at the colorful shelves. This really wasn't what I had in mind for a club about literature. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Monica starts defending her position once again. It's a complicated issue that Monica had failed to consider before now. Where's the line even drawn about what's considered literature? Lost in thought, she reaches into one of the larger box sets and pulls out a volume, inspecting it for no particular reason. The cover features 4 girls writing cute and exaggerated poems, all dressed in short skirts. I mean, amused by the absurdity of the cover, Monica opens the book. Ooh. Oh, we got a lot of new stuff. Mail. Side stories. Rhea Vorte. R. Vorte at mess.local to United Mail Group to not use. Sunday, December 8th, 2019, 12:06 a.m. Side stories. Thank you to everyone who worked so hard on the control stimulation. I can't imagine how tedious it must have been and to so delicately hide Monica's elevated permissions from her without disrupting our connection to the VM. Just to clarify, all of the recordings labeled side stories are part of the controlled simulation, right? I'm noticing some details of the characters' lives here and there that differ a little bit from those in VM1, even trivial ones. Is it part of the butterfly effect from some of Monica's more fundamental changes, or is it a result of her just messing around with the other characters in VM1 as her own experiment, or for fun? So if I'm keeping track, we have, like 5 different universes in total, with 3 or 4 of them created and then destroyed by Monica, of course. It's funny because I keep wanting to speculate on which one is the real universe, but in reality, they all are. As real as ours is anyway. Metaverse Enterprise Solutions, Rhea Vorte, System Administrator. Huh. Got some new pictures. We got Natsuki's pic for this says Natsuki's original artwork, and then this is her artwork in plus. You can really tell the difference. I'm gonna set that as the new wallpaper, because why not? Do we have anything else? Anything else new? Nope. But we got some new songs. Strawberry Peppermint. Dusk. Yeah, these new songs have a very different style to them. Or I might just be thinking that because they're new songs. We have Respect 2 unlocked, but I'm thinking I'm gonna want to go about this in a unique way. Because I want to save Trust for last. So Yeah, I want to save trust for last. Okay, I think I got my... I'll go with, so I did respect, I'll do reflection, and then I'll do understanding, balanced, and self-love, and then I'll do the part 2 for those, part 2s for all of those, and then I'll finish with trust. That's what I'm gonna do. So let's go on to reflection part 1. Am I bothering you? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. Makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or one is being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air. But the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Maybe I should say something. No, they just ran out of cookie. What a waste. No need, they just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. The two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I've probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. Responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh, but I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again, and after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There's still 2 more books after this one. Guess those long books suit you well since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? You even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri. Hey, you know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do. You do too. Maybe more than when I was in maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of just felt like, please don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. No, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Ouch. Oh, sorry, I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past, too. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. Nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense it used to be about my own interests. Makes me think that she'll grow out of it, too. She'll likely grow out of it, too. Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just... Oh, we were talking about how our interests have changed over these years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. Guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like, really fed up with a lot of things and got super into this one series I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Hey, kinda like Yuri! Monica, sorry. That's completely wrong, so... It's so cool that you both really found your thing. Almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times. You know it. Oh, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding our hand above our head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long so I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for that. Please don't hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I know, I'm just joking. I could never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. Sayori, are those from the floor? Is she eating off the floor? Gross. So wash your hands for touching any of my books. My hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerves she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She's so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me, so how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You might be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in a literature club, so I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay. Well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. That, then. Either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. Yuri, you're not exactly helping your case here. You're already my least favorite in the group. You're not exactly helping my case. Well, your case. Okay, everyone. I mean, I understand wanting people to respect it, but what Natsuki said wasn't exactly disrespectful. She said, it's boring to me. Like, she specified to her, like, both times. So, like, yeah. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we can share things we're really passionate about. That also means we should be mindful about how we respond to other people's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, really. I'm sorry if it came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club, don't you think? Sure, we're gonna have differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. The cool things about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. I have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when we receive our thought. Same goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food? I have them organized by category. Should it start with snacks or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy, cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. What? Cherries are delicious. Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? I don't know, sad? Defensive maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries, because you felt like your opinion was under attack. That's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like I don't think cherries taste nasty, I'm using subjective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality. The cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like Sayori. Let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So what if instead I said, like, I tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Oh, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so His was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings and Sayori didn't get offensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. You don't need to take notes. I'm not going to quiz you on something. I know that. I was just, sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. Does anyone have any thoughts so far? Well, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language to a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Based Natsuki, to be honest. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help you turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument, right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori actually liked cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped! I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae? You're welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying people's loyalty, how deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You're certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough, we're getting off topic. So now that we have the gist of it, why don't we try it with something more relevant to the club? Like a manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not, no. How come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just gonna start a fight. Oh, it'll be fine, that's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child, you don't have to call my feelings. I always think it's more respectful to just speak your mind. Respectable? Yuri's expression changes at that word. As Monika recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like, it's fine, I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something like that. Like I don't hear none of that. But there's plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger. What, are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past the point in my life and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you, Natsuki. Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. But, I mean, the thing about this is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? It was just gonna make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always get the impression that you secretly look down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What? Have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interests immature. You can't... Please stop. Please. You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay? Yuri's piercing words send the club room into choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so... Hey, I was just saying. How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict. And I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault. It wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Honestly, she kind of brought it on herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it, it's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things, it's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just like the way we talk to each other, right? I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. I'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow, I'm just like saying that instinctively. Setting myself up to cause more problems. That wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out, because I can just move on now. But, it's fine. I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga. Not having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry, I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given way by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other, as the least out of anyone. This is the reason. As Yuri and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with the manga, and Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Does the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with others? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that. She knows Sayori doesn't either, but for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. I quite liked that one there. We got some new songs. Yeah, I did actually, I quite enjoyed that one. Unlocked Reflection Part 2. Cause it did end up going into some topics that, honestly, I do quite agree with. Like some topics that I am like, I think about quite a lot and are big into. Cause like, I have my problems with that kind of shit. I agree with Natsuki on a lot of what she said, to be honest, with the whole, why should I have to, like, sugarcoat and change my language? Why should I have to change the way I speak, like, towards other people? Personally, I think it is more respectful to just be open and speak your mind. But then again, I also have trouble with that oftentimes, because I have always gotten in trouble with for my mouth. But honestly, I don't see a reason to sugarcoat shit. If people get offended by what you say, then so long as it's not like something horrifically awful, then really it's their fault that they got offended in the first place. Unless it's something like horrifically awful, like making fun of a dead person, that person is really close to, then shit like that, that's bad. Or just straight up being like aggressively hateful or shit like that. Unless it's that shit, then fucking, if you get offended, it's your problem. But if it is like something major like that, then it's perfectly understandable why you'd get upset. But like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Fucking, I relate a lot to Natsuki as a character. Like, I do relate a lot to Natsuki. I have trouble with, I often have trouble with my feelings. When I open up more with people, I'm perfectly fine with like, expressing my thoughts and feelings, but I do have trouble at times still, especially with strangers. I tend to be a little aggressive when it comes to strangers, I guess you could say, because I've dealt with a lot of bullshit in my life, and ultimately end up just being a very defensive and aggressive person when it comes to people people like saying shit about the things that I like, because I'm so used to being fucking harassed for it that nowadays when people say they don't like something that I like, I usually end up getting defensive over it, which is a bad thing. But it's just something I gotta work with. I don't exactly want to change my language, because then it wouldn't feel like it's me. I wouldn't feel like I'm me. And so yeah, I honestly, with that whole discussion, I do honestly side with Natsuki. Because, like, Yuri honestly was being very bad about it. Like, very bad about the shit she was saying. Just like, Natsuki did straight up say, yeah, I find that kind of stuff boring. And then Yuri got all up in her face about it, and Natsuki said, whoa, I said I find it boring, not you. So, if you like it, then that's fine. I just don't like it. And then Yuri still had problems with that. And then straight up it was like, oh yeah, no, manga's immature. And like fucking Natsuki's just like, excuse me. Like, she straight up, what she said straight up implied that what she was saying was, oh, manga is immature and people who read it are immature. And so, of course, Natsuki took offense to that, of just like, excuse me? Because that's like an actual personal attack. Because to her, that's like an actual personal attack. Because she's used to people saying shit like that, and so she reacts the way she does, and it's just like, excuse me? But yeah, no, it's very complicated. I'm really liking the side stories already, because they're completely new content. I'm enjoying them already. But yeah, next time, we will move on to, next time we'll do understanding. And, well, next time we're gonna do understanding and balance, and maybe even self-love if we, get the chance. Depending on how long they are. But yeah, for now, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you really want to. And I guess I'll see those of you that I'll see next time, I suppose. Farewell.